No, thinking about something, and I want to ask you that we've known you for many years, even before you were mayor, and you always seem to be able to contain your emotions when speaking about your political opponents. But in the light of what happened over the weekend, I'm wondering if there was any policies or rules that you spread within your administration to hold on political emotions. Because we've seen reports about the New York City budget worker who posted, which tweet, and that person was suspended. I'm wondering if that's enough for you, the suspension, or a speech like this should not be tolerated. Looking at your record, when you're always, they ask you about Donald Trump all the time, and you've always been able to hold off any emotion. So I'm just wondering how you approach that.
Because we're human beings, there are things we like and dislike. There are days that I come back and say, damn, I wish I didn't say that. I didn't do that. We're human beings. This is, being the mayor and being these staffers who are up here, this is, it's unimaginable the level of responsibility and stress. There's no joy that Deputy Mayor Williams-Isom has when she has to deal with thousands of people coming in this city. There's no joy that, all of us, DM Mayor Josie, when someone drowns, this impacts us. You don't become part of this and all of a sudden you lose who you are as a human being. And I said last week, it probably went over many of your heads last week when the question was asked about the right to consent bill, I think it is, with the terminology.
Advice and consent.
Advice and consent. And you were asking me, I'm just not going to get involved in those fights anymore. I'm fighting for New Yorkers. And I allowed myself, when I looked back over and looked at some of my entries on in my notes, and I said, Eric, you were, why were you involved in some of these disputes? I'm just not doing that anymore. And it's just ironic that you have something like that. This has just happened. And I think all of us need to reflect on how we're communicating and the level of civility that's needed. We could do a better job in being more civil to each other. We've become a very mean city and country. And that tweet that went out that said something about I hope he missed, that is not who we are. There's no joy in watching, millions of people watching the almost assassination of a person who's running for office. Donald Trump supporters they have an opinion. They don't have to agree with me, but I should not pick up a gun and want to hurt them.
So is suspension of that employee enough for you?
Yes, I think it was. I think, and it was a dual approach. Number one, he was suspended for 2 weeks, but he also
Without pay.
Without pay, but he also wrote a communication to the head, Jock Jihad, saying it was the wrong decision. Twitter is the enemy. When you are hiding behind Twitter, it's unbelievable the things that you would do, and some of the things, I should say, let me take it back, social media. Social media makes people do things that they would not normally do. That old research that I remember when somebody was placed in the room far away from someone and you had to give them an electric shock. People were easy to do it when it was not face-to-face. Social media has made people mean and nasty, and they do harmful things and from the corner of their living rooms in their homes. And we need to really look at what we're doing. The meanness of what we've become through these gadgets they have hijacked our lives.